Good morning. I'm so proud to be here today with Dr. Todd Jenkins. And on behalf of Holy Angels Board and the staff and all of our residents, we want to celebrate our great legacy established by the sisters, by Bishop Greco, and to honor the legacy established by Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. In his teachings, he has told us that not everyone can be famous, but everyone can be great. And greatness is defined by service to others. And certainly at Holy Angels, that's what you do, our heroes, our staff. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about Dr. Todd Jenkins, Dr. Bowtie's journey, which is so interesting and so inspirational. And Dr. Todd, tell us, you mentioned in some of your conversations with me that you were raised by a community of women. And Holy Angels employs a majority of women in service to those individuals with disabilities. And so can you tell us a little bit about the women that were important in your life?
Oh yes, I have several. Well, first, thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for all that you guys are doing in the organization and this change in the world. Holy Angels, the mission in itself is so beautiful. So thank you for your leadership and your team and all the heroes on the staff. But from the community of women, it gives me great joy, and I'm very proud to recognize my mother, who's a strong, hardworking woman who raised me, but also in addition to her sisters, my aunties, and my grandmother. As I was growing up, I was just really blessed to just have a village just wrap their arms around me. I'm not sure if that's for every family or not, but it's something important, especially in my community and being raised in a low-income area, to have that help. My mom had me at a younger age, and she did everything she could have done for me to be who I am today, and I'm just so blessed, and I'm so grateful for her and my grandmother and all the women in my life with their prayers.
I love some of the comments that you made, expressions that your grandmother gave us, and you're talking sideways.
Yeah, talking out your head sideways.
Talking out your head sideways. So, Holy Angels has great core values and a great legacy. And even though we're all compassionate and we are a family, inside of families, oftentimes you do forget and you do have some dysfunction. And
every family.
Yes. And so the family of Holy Angels is looking to you for some direction on things that we can do. Obviously, in 1965, we moved from diversity to inclusion with those with disabilities.
Right.
But as we continue to bring new expertise into the organization, what is some advice that you have for us?
Yeah, well, number one, I love the work of inclusion, and I like to remind everyone, inclusion starts with the letter I, and it really starts with yourself and your heart. How do you show up personally? How do you show up to the organization professionally every day? And how does that personal and professional really come together to be your best self? And I believe that's really starting looking in the mirror and really examining your truth. And also understanding that this journey for building true equity and inclusion is a journey, and that we're all on it at different paths. But when you say to the family dynamic, it's important as a family that we embrace everyone with their differences and understanding that we're on different paths, and we should really create this space for grace and compassion, so we can really talk through and help each other out to make us bigger, better, stronger together.
I love that about your message. And I will say that one thing you've done is inspired me to continue to tell my story.
Yes.
Because I know the staff has told me when I've shared some things about my challenges and diversities that I've overcome, it's important for each of us to share those journeys because everyone has a story, as you said, and we all have our own personal challenges.
Yes,
one thing I'm most proud of is that at Holy Angels, we join together in a shared values with a shared mission to overcome some of those challenges. And as we deal with the pandemic and many other challenges that face us, what can we do you think, to have a better dialogue with each other?
Yeah, we are all, especially in today's climate, we're dealing with the pandemic. We're dealing with a lot of issues We're still dealing with racism. We're dealing with ageism. I mean, sexism. You name it. All the isms we're still dealing with. And once again, because of human nature and human behavior, we have to first create the space of respect and understanding, and a very openness to hear someone you may disagree with, right? And that's a skill. That's a skill for you to come together. And so when you say, how do you continue to move forward, especially in the midst of this pandemic, it's really starting to leverage those skills of communication and the art of communication. And it really doesn't take a long path to get there. It really takes vulnerability. And that is the skill trait to really, really lean in, if you will. But I tell you this, look, we're in 2021. We have made it past 2020.
It's
a new year. It's a new year. And I do feel some joy, and I have a lot of hope. I have a lot of hope of where Holy Angel is going. I have a lot of hope of this community because of people like you and like your heroes, because of your heart. And so don't sleep on your ability to be great and to be a part of these dialogues, because we need each other to really make this difference.
Well, we have just enjoyed having you. You're so inspirational. You mean so much to bringing you in to our family, and we immediately felt like that you are part of our family now.
Yes.
And we do look forward to having Dr. Todd Jenkins to come back and to further help us in moving from diversity to full inclusion. So thank you so much, Dr. Todd.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thank you, Holy Angels.
Thank you.